The Fast and Furious cast consider each other family, both on and off screen. In real life, they have to build their own families though. Their characters' days are packed with action, speed, adventure, and seduction. It would appear that the cast's real lives are just as action-packed. Heartbreak, true love, shocking divorces, guilty pleasures, they've got it all.
What's a guilty pleasure?
My guiltiest pleasure? Sex.
On another note, a few of the actors' kids even took part in the franchise. Let's see. The legend who started it all, Vin Diesel, certainly doesn't have any commitment issues. Early on in the franchise, he was romantically linked to his co-star Michelle Rodriguez. Since then, Vin has chosen to date non-celebrities only, saying benefit-style celeb romances are a sucker's bet. The actor eventually found his one true love, but he only realized how much he wanted to become a father on the set of a movie. Yeah. Long ago, he played in a pacifier alongside 5 kids, and the realization was instant. He wanted to have kids of his own. Of course, he couldn't just wave a hand and start having kids, although we're sure many women would have stood in line. No, he first had to find the right one. Well, it wasn't long before the model Paloma Jimenez caught his eye and held it. No one's really sure how they met, but they've been in a long-term commitment for nearly 14 years. With 3 kids, though, it hasn't always been easy.
You have to even consider the fact that every time a child was born, I was working.
In fact, while filming Fast and Furious 4, Diesel nearly missed the birth of his first child. It was his best friend and co-star Paul Walker who set him straight. Walker could see something was bothering his friend. You see, Vin had told no one that his first daughter was about to be born. Naturally, when Paul heard, he demanded that Vin go to the hospital straight away and cut the umbilical cord. "It will be the best day of your life," the late Walker said. And it was. Today, Vin is the definition of a family man. It's touching to learn that Diesel and Paloma named their third baby Paulina, paying tribute to Walker. Vin continued to follow his friend's advice, once even pushing back a premiere date for dad duties. And his one son will be making an appearance as young Dom in Fast and Furious 9. Vin can't be any prouder.
And I was kind of nervous, the stuff on my hand that they put, it was like I was sweating so much that it was coming off.
Talking about how his own life influences the franchise.
It has very much mirrored my life.
Yeah.
There are lines that my son in the movie says that come directly from my kid. Uncle Tyrese's and the Uncle Chris's and the Auntie Jordana's and the Auntie Michelle's. That's all real. They were there the day they were born.
But hold on. Vin's kid isn't the only one wanting to follow in their parents' footsteps. Jordana Brewster. In real life, the actress is a loving mum of 2.
My boys, it was through surrogacy, and I'm really grateful that I had that opportunity.
So how cool is it that her son, Julian, will also be popping up in the Fast and Furious universe?
He's in the scene where the Magna truck is coming and takes the iPads out of all the school kids' hands.
Although Brewster is a doting mother, she recently went through a very public divorce. For 13 years, she and the producer Andrew Form were married, and no one really saw it coming. The reason for their split, according to Jordana herself, was their vastly different schedules. Most of it was not my ex-husband's fault. He loves being on set. I knew this from ages 27 to 32, but it became a problem once the kids were older. I wanted a partner. Time for the good news. There's a silver lining here. The actress found love again in the unlikeliest of places. A few days after she and Andrew split, Brewster reconnected with Mason Morfitt, whom she'd only met once. Yeah, they first met a few years earlier when they were both still married to other people. In any case, she knew he'd been separated for 2 years and wanted to see him to confirm whether the image she had in her mind matched reality. Turns out it did. The two are still dating. Her biggest concern right now is her kids, especially her youngest son.
He Googles things. He Googles stuff like, his dad and I are separated, and he's like, who is daddy dating?
While Jordana and her ex-husband wanted kids at all costs, another Fast and Furious actor isn't so sold on the idea of fatherhood. John Cena. His first high-profile relationship was with his fellow pro wrestler, Nikki Bella. They were together for 7 years. Cena thought it was the one.
I knew I found the right gal, and I didn't want to live without her.
Sadly, life is life, and the relationship didn't make it. Rumors have it that the couple's views on parenthood didn't match. Nikki wanted children, John didn't.
Very difficult. I had my heart broken out of nowhere.
and or for me, it was out of nowhere. And anyone who's experienced that knows that it comes with a series of bad feelings.
Even though the actor was ready to try again with Nikki, fate had other plans for both of them. Destiny intervened when Cena fell in love with Shay Shariatzadeh the moment he met her on the set of Playing with Fire.
So, I have to ask you, how'd you meet?
This movie. So
you met filming this movie?
Yeah, so that's what's really special about this one.
He didn't wait long before proposing, and she said yes. This is John's second marriage as he first tied the knot with his high school sweetheart Elizabeth. We hope John and Shay will stand the test of time. But next, let's hear who spilled a hilarious set secret. Sung Kang. The media is trying hard to take a peek into the actor's personal life, but he's keeping things airtight.
I feel like I'm in a congressional hearing being interrogated. Next question.
However, we do know that he's been married to Mickey Yim for a few years. Often, humility and avoiding the spotlight goes hand in hand. We can see this in Sung. He's one of the humblest guys you'll ever see. About his return to the franchise,
It's so flattering that a character that I played for 15 years now and has passed away multiple times is being brought back because of some campaign from the fans. So really honored, really flattering, very humbled.
Wait, and just because the actor is secretive about his love life doesn't mean he's unwilling to spill a few behind-the-scenes secrets. In this case, he joked about Tyrese Gibson's hilarious quirks on set.
Like he can barely stay awake, and so he starts to tape his lines on our shoulders. So everyone has all these little Post-its on their shoulder.
Sung Kang isn't the only one avoiding the press. Nathalie Emmanuel. Once on Jimmy Kimmel Live, the actress spoke out about the struggles of dating in the public eye. Another challenge she's been dealing with is finding a man who's not intimidated by her achievements. It looks like she might have found a suitable candidate for the job in Alex Lanapekin. All things considered, it's reported that they've been an item since 2018, and as far as we can tell, are still dating. Before Alex, she dated Devin Anderson, her Hollyoaks co-star. Not all the cast members are lucky in love, and this includes Michelle Rodriguez, so keep watching for more on her. Tyrese Gibson. The actor has joint custody over his daughter from a previous marriage. When Gibson gave Love and Marriage another chance, everyone thought Tyrese and Samantha Gibson were the real deal. 4 years ago, they tied the knots and shortly after welcomed their first baby, a girl, into the world. Tyrese was in awe of this miracle of life. But then, tragically, 4 years seemed to be their final number. They shared a joint statement on Instagram announcing their breakup. Our intention is to remain the best of friends and strong co-parents, they wrote. About that best friends intention, Samantha seems to feel differently.
These men are accustomed to getting their way.
Here's the deal with this Tyrese, okay? First of all, he's praying and asking for the upper's forgiveness for all he's done to women in his life, particularly his estranged wife, Samantha.
Well, nobody can really be sure of the truth apart from Tyrese and Samantha, but share your thoughts in the comments. Let's give all the heartbreak a rest for a while and hear who hides from his kids and wife. Ludacris. The rapper and his wife Eudoxie got married 7 years ago and seemed to have the secret to making it last. Even though Eudoxie suffered a miscarriage a few years ago, the couple is sticking together and supporting each other. Then again, they also have 3 kids to think of. Together they have a daughter, and Chris has 2 girls from previous relationships. A full house, basically, which means the poor guy has to escape from all the estrogen every now and then.
Because I have nothing but women in my household, so I have to come in here and lock the door so that no one bothers me.
When he's not joking, he's such a girl dad.
They say sand is a natural exfoliant for the skin. But what do I know? I'm just a dad that's on spring break.
And now, one of our favorite cast members is still looking for love.
A luxury you can't live without.
Love.
Michelle Rodriguez. While Vin and many of her co-stars are parents, the star who plays Letty is single. Not for lack of trying, since she's been through many heartbreaks in her life. She's dated director Francesca De Losa, model Claudette Lely, and SWAT co-star Olivia Martinez. Her other partners were Alexandra Rastovic, Cara Delevingne, and Zac Efron. She's admitted that she tends to fall for people with free spirits. People who'll run naked on the beach with me and won't care if anyone's looking. Which is why Michelle broke off an engagement with a Muslim ex who wanted her to cover up her body and only show her eyes. That wasn't gonna work for her. Rodriguez keeps her private life under wraps, but she opened up about being typecast, saying she's embracing it and even planned it this way. If she'd wanted to escape the box, I'd just do an indie film where I play some poor girl who goes through some excruciating experience and win myself an award for crying, or playing someone with mental illness. Sounds just like her badass on-screen character, doesn't she? Talking about actresses who played traumatic roles, Charlize Theron. Her list of failed long-term relationships includes Stuart Townsend and later Sean Penn. So fans are wondering whether she's dating at the moment, and Charlize has finally decided to be candid.
I've been on a few dates, but I haven't dated anybody for over 5 years. The kind of game that's my life is really good, so you better be able to bring that and maybe better, because I just won't accept anything less.
Despite being single, she's clearly not lonely and in no rush to date. She also has enough on her hands with her 2 kids, Jackson and August. Last but not least, the man who would have considered a different career if he could. Lucas Black. We'll rip off the band-aid first. Lucas is taken. Sorry, ladies. He met the love of his life while filming Killer Dilla. Yeah, the actor married Maggie O'Brien a decade ago and had 3 children the richer for it. As a lawyer, Maggie even handles all of Black's contract negotiations. It might come as a surprise that, of all things, he would have loved to be a fisherman. That's not all. He's also fond of playing golf. Lucas admitted he sometimes dreams of making it to the professional level. Maybe just don't remind him of the time he golfed inside his house and ended up with a hole in the wall. Enjoyed this video? Then you'll love this one about how the cast really feels about the Fast and Furious 9. Stay awesome!